Hello, everyone. Today we're going to learn another 10 common idioms, phrases, and sentences that native English speakers use every single day. These expressions are super useful, and I promise you'll start hearing them everywhere once you begin noticing them. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what these expressions mean and how to use them naturally in your own conversations. Here's how you can get the most out of this video. First, listen while reading the subtitles. This will help you catch every word and follow along more easily. Then, play the video again and try to repeat the sentences out loud, but this time without reading the subtitles. This will really help you improve your pronunciation, listening, and speaking skills. Don't forget to pause and write down any new idioms or phrases you like. That way, you can remember and review them later. This is a great way to boost your listening, reading, and speaking, all at the same time. This lesson is a fun and simple way to improve your English step by step. Before we start, can I ask you a quick favor? If you're finding this video helpful, please like it. I really appreciate it. All right, let's dive in. Number 1, like father, like son. This is such a classic expression. When we say like father, like son, we mean that a son has the same qualities, habits, or behaviors as his father. It's basically saying that children often act just like their parents. You can also say like mother, like daughter for the same idea with women. This expression has been around for centuries because people have always noticed how kids pick up their parents' ways of doing things. It's not always about looks, it's more about personality, habits, or talents. I remember when I was at my friend Sarah's house last month. Her dad was fixing something in the garage, and her little brother was right there next to him, trying to help with his own tiny toy tools. Sarah's mom looked at them and said, like father, like son. He's only 5 years old, but he already wants to fix everything just like his dad. For example, if a father loves to read books every evening and his son also becomes a big reader, you might say, like father, like son, he got his love of reading from his dad. You might hear something like, Tom's dad is really good at playing guitar, and now Tom is learning too. Like father, like son. Here's another one. My dad always wakes up super early, and I do the same thing now. Like father, like son, I guess. Have you ever noticed that you do things the same way as your parents? Let me know in the comments. Number 2, I've lost my appetite. This is a really common way to say that you don't want to eat anymore, usually because something upset you or made you feel bad. When you lose your appetite, it means you're not hungry anymore, even if you were hungry before. We use this expression when something happens that makes us not want to eat. It could be bad news, feeling sick, being worried, or even seeing something gross. It's very natural and happens to everyone. Just last week, I was at lunch with my coworker Lisa. We were having a great time eating our sandwiches and talking about our weekend plans. Then Lisa got a phone call that her grandmother was in the hospital. When she hung up, she pushed her food away and said, I've lost my appetite. I can't eat anymore right now. It was completely understandable because she was worried and upset. For example, if you're eating dinner and someone tells you some really bad news, you might say, I've lost my appetite. I can't finish this. You might hear something like, I was so excited about pizza, but after that argument with my friend, I've lost my appetite. Let's take this one. The movie was so scary that I've lost my appetite. I don't want popcorn anymore. This happens to everyone, so it's a really useful expression to know. Do you think you could use this in your daily life? Number 3, that hasn't happened yet. This is a simple but super useful expression. We use it to talk about something that we're expecting or planning, but it hasn't occurred at this moment. It's a gentle way to say that something is still in the future. People use this all the time when they're talking about plans, predictions, or things they're waiting for. It's very common in everyday conversation, especially when someone asks you about future events. I was talking to my neighbor yesterday about the new coffee shop that's supposed to open on our street. She asked me, "Have you tried their coffee yet?" I had to laugh and say, "That hasn't happened yet. They're still building the place. It probably won't open until next month." She was so excited about it that she forgot they weren't even open yet. For example, if someone asks you, "Did you get the results from your job interview?" You might say, "That hasn't happened yet. They said they'll call me next week." You might hear something like, "Has your sister had her baby yet?" "No, that hasn't happened yet. She's still got 2 more weeks." Here's another one. "I thought you were moving to a new apartment." "That hasn't happened yet. We're still looking for the right place." It's such a natural way to talk about timing. Have you ever used an expression like this before? Number 4, it was love at first sight. Oh, this is such a romantic expression. When we say it was love at first sight, we mean that two people fell in love immediately when they first saw each other. It's that magical moment when you meet someone and you just know they're special. This expression has been around for a long time because people have always believed in that instant connection. It's not just about romantic love, though. Sometimes people say this about falling in love with a place, a job, or even a pet. My friend Jessica has the sweetest love story. She was at a bookstore last year looking for a cookbook in the cooking section. She dropped her book, and when she bent down to pick it up, this guy was already there handing it to her. She says the moment their eyes met, she knew he was going to be important in her life. They've been together ever since. She always tells people, "It was love at first sight. I knew he was the one right away." For example, if you meet someone and feel an instant strong connection, you might say, "I can't explain it, but it was love at first sight." You might hear something like, "My parents always tell the story of how it was love at first sight when they met at that party." Let's take this one. "When I saw that little puppy at the shelter, it was love at first sight. I had to adopt him." Do you believe in love at first sight? Let me know in the comments what you think. Number 5, let me know if you need anything. This is probably one of the most helpful and polite expressions in English. When someone says, "Let me know if you need anything," they're offering to help you with whatever you might need. It's a really kind way to show that you care about someone and want to be helpful. We use this expression all the time, especially when someone is going through a difficult time, when they're new somewhere, or when we want to be a good host. It's very common in both personal and professional situations. I use this expression almost every day. Just yesterday, my new neighbor moved in next door. I went over to introduce myself and see how her moving was going. She looked pretty stressed with all the boxes everywhere. Before I left, I said, "I know moving can be really tough. Let me know if you need anything. I'm right next door, and I'm happy to help with whatever you need." She was so grateful and actually called me later to help her move her couch. For example, if a friend is sick, you might say, "I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Let me know if you need anything, okay?" You might hear something like, "I know your first day at work can be overwhelming. Let me know if you need anything or have any questions." Here's another one. "We're having a party this weekend. You're welcome to come and let me know if you need anything." It's such a warm way to show you care. Which of your friends could you say this to? Number 6, let's call it even. This is a really practical expression for everyday life. When we say, "Let's call it even," we mean that we're going to consider things equal or fair, especially when it comes to money, favors, or debts. It's like saying, we're equal now, nobody owes anybody anything. People use this expression when they want to make things simple and fair. Instead of keeping track of who owes what, you just agree that everything is balanced out. It's a friendly way to handle situations where people have been helping each other back and forth. This happened to me just last week with my friend Mike. He bought me lunch on Tuesday because I forgot my wallet, and then on Friday, I paid for his coffee when we went to that new cafe. The coffee cost a little less than the lunch, but when I mentioned it, Mike said, "Don't worry about it. Let's call it even. We've been helping each other out." It was so much easier than trying to figure out the exact difference. For example, if you and your roommate have been taking turns buying groceries, you might say, "I think we've both spent about the same amount. Let's call it even." You might hear something like, "You helped me move last month, and I helped you paint your room. Let's call it even." Let's take this one. "I owe you $5, but you borrowed my car yesterday. Let's call it even." It's such a useful way to keep friendships simple and fair. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Number 7, be straight with me. This is a really important expression for honest communication. When someone says, "be straight with me," they're asking you to be completely honest and direct. They want the truth, even if it might be difficult to hear. It's like saying, "Don't sugarcoat it, just tell me exactly what you think." We use this expression when we really need to know the truth about something important. It shows that you're ready to hear honest feedback or difficult news. It's very common in serious conversations between friends, family members, or coworkers. I remember when I was thinking about changing my hairstyle to something completely different. I was really nervous about it, so I asked my best friend Emma what she thought. I said, "Emma, I need you to be straight with me. Do you think this haircut would look good on me, or would it be a disaster?" She appreciated that I wanted her honest opinion, and she was able to give me really helpful advice because she knew I could handle the truth. For example, if you're worried about your performance at work, you might say to your boss, "Be straight with me. How am I doing? Is there anything I need to improve?" You might hear something like, "I'm thinking about buying this car. Be straight with me, is it worth the money?" Here's another one, "Be straight with me. Do you think I should apologize to Sarah, or should I wait for her to call me first?" It's such a powerful way to get honest answers. Do you think you're ready to ask someone to be straight with you? Number 8, I'm starving. This is probably one of the most common exaggerations in English. When we say "I'm starving," we usually don't mean we're literally starving. We mean that we're very, very hungry. It's a dramatic way to express that you really want to eat something soon. Native speakers use this expression all the time to show that they're really hungry. It's much more expressive than just saying "I'm hungry." We love to exaggerate when we're talking about being hungry because it makes the feeling more dramatic and relatable. This happens to me almost every day. Yesterday, I was so busy at work that I completely forgot to eat lunch. By 4 o'clock, I was feeling really hungry. When my coworker asked me if I wanted to grab a snack, I said, "Yes, please, I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast, and I feel like I could eat a whole pizza right now." She laughed because she knew exactly how I felt. For example, if you haven't eaten in several hours, you might say, "I'm starving." When is dinner going to be ready? You might hear something like, "I'm starving. Let's stop at that restaurant. I can't wait any longer." Let's take this one, "I'm starving. I've been shopping all day and completely forgot to eat lunch." It's such a fun way to express hunger. What do you usually say when you're really hungry? Number 9. What's for dinner? This might be the most common question in every household. What's for dinner? Is what we ask when we want to know what we're going to eat for our evening meal. It's a simple, everyday question that families ask each other almost every single day. This question is so universal because dinner is usually the main meal that families share together. Kids ask their parents, partners ask each other, and roommates ask each other. It's one of those questions that brings people together around food and planning. In my family, this question starts around 3 o'clock every afternoon. My mom used to always ask my dad, "What's for dinner?" when he got home from work. Now that I live with my roommate, one of us usually asks this question around 5 o'clock. Last night, I was feeling lazy and didn't want to cook, so I asked my roommate, "What's for dinner? Do you want to order pizza or should we make something?" We ended up making pasta together, and it was really fun. For example, if you walk into your kitchen around dinner time, you might ask, "What's for dinner? Should I start cooking something?" You might hear something like, "I'm getting hungry. What's for dinner tonight?" Here's another one. The kids keep asking me, "What's for dinner?" I guess I should figure that out soon. It's such a normal part of daily life. Do you ask this question in your house? Number 10. Let's hit the road. This is such a fun and energetic expression. When we say, "Let's hit the road," we mean it's time to leave and start traveling somewhere. It doesn't matter if you're going on a long trip or just leaving to go to the store, this expression means it's time to go. The expression comes from the idea of your car tires hitting the road when you start driving. It's been popular for many years, especially in American English. It sounds much more exciting than just saying, "Let's go" or "let's leave." I love using this expression when I'm going on road trips with my friends. Just last month, we planned a weekend trip to the mountains. We were all packed and ready to go, but we were sitting around talking for another hour. Finally, my friend Dave looked at his watch and said, "Okay, everyone, let's hit the road. If we don't leave now, we're going to be stuck in traffic." It was the perfect way to get everyone motivated to actually leave. For example, if you're going on a trip and it's time to leave, you might say, "Come on, everyone. Let's hit the road, we have a long drive ahead of us." You might hear something like, "We need to get to the airport by noon. Let's hit the road." Let's take this one. I've got everything packed. Are you ready? Let's hit the road. It's such an energetic way to say it's time to go. Have you ever heard this expression before? Wow, we covered so many useful expressions today. We learned about like father, like son. I've lost my appetite. That hasn't happened yet. It was love at first sight. Let me know if you need anything. Let's call it even. Be straight with me. I'm starving. What's for dinner? And let's hit the road. These are all expressions that native speakers use every single day, and now you know exactly what they mean and how to use them. The beautiful thing about these expressions is that they're all about real-life situations. You'll hear them in movies, TV shows, conversations with friends, and even in professional settings. Start listening for them, and I promise you'll be surprised at how often you hear them. Remember, the best way to learn these expressions is to practice using them yourself. Try to use one or two of these in your conversations this week. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn. And let me know in the comments which of these 10 expressions was your favorite today. I'd love to hear which ones you think you'll use most often. If this video helped you learn something new, please give it a like. It really helps me know that you're enjoying these lessons. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep learning with me. I'll be back tomorrow with 10 more common idioms, phrases, and sentences that will help you sound more natural when you speak English. Take care and keep practicing your English. You're doing great, and I'm so proud of how hard you're working to improve. See you tomorrow.